I think the reason so many scumbuckets are making so much money is because you're buying stupid courses over and over, thinking there's some magic formula for passive income. I'm one of the most prolific content producers of the last 15 years.
Yeah.
With zero of it being about my personal life. So I understand that. So I saw that coming from a mile away. The information that is being consumed by the 8 billion people outside this room, it is predominantly coming through this. I'm an immigrant in the 80s. Every kid is getting straight A's. Everyone's going to Harvard and Princeton and Yale. And I'm out here getting D's and F's. Like community colleges are laughing at me. And the thing that is most dominant on this for attention is social networks. Passive income looks like this. You take money that you can afford to go to zero and you put them into two places that have historically created passive income. Public markets that you don't care if it goes up and down and you just wait to the end, or real estate and you hope that your real estate area doesn't get crushed.
Yeah.
Putting my children in my content? What if they don't want it?
Yeah.
Putting my relationship so that the world, didn't anybody see what they do to Brad and Angelique? If you want to gain audience and awareness, the #1 place you should be doing live is TikTok. What's different about TikTok, when you go on Whatnot, you have 3 people watching you. But when you go on TikTok, you start to get people to see you in their For You page that have no idea who you are. For my mom to not give a what all the other mothers thought, that's when she won, which made me win. So everything bad that comes to me, I'm like, fuck. And everything good that comes to me, all the clapping, I'm like, that's my parents. So I'm just in the middle, like a neutral state.
How rich are you?
Very. Now, when I say very, the average income in the US is $54,000, $55,000. The top 1% of earners in America make $450,000 a year and above. If you make $450,000 a year in America, you are very, very, very wealthy. Like, why are you giving the world? Obviously we're not all famous, but by the way, when your life is small, when 30, 40 people, your relatives and your friends are your world, their judgment on your relationship is powerful.
Yeah.
We now live in a social media world where the TikTokification, the For You pageification of every platform, the AI algorithms, it is now around interests, not around who you follow, means that every individual piece of content now has the potential to reach a level of awareness that is far outreaching the effort you've put it into it. Please get serious about live social shopping. The QVC-ification of social media is here, it's coming, and it's gonna come harder. TikTok and Whatnot are monsters. This is a big deal. People need to learn about it, and I believe that it will be a substantial advancement. If you think you suck as you sit here today, I want you to understand something. That was somebody else's voice putting that inside of your head.
The question is, I should make another account just for a more salesly testimonials things, or put it all on my on the big account?
Both can work. Now, your big account is gonna have more awareness at first. I don't think people realize that most people, if they go hard for a couple of years on what I'm saying, that on a bad day, they're making 80 to 150,000 a year. Most people are not gonna make millions of dollars a year in social, but most people have the opportunity to make hundreds of thousands. Every person here grabs this anytime that there is a commercial. And until we swallow that pill that so many of us have not wanted to, and understand that the creative that works in there is the work, and especially now, I don't think it's lost on anybody that's close enough to this, the algorithms flipped 3 years ago. Everybody on earth gets happier if they live within their means. I believe that what buys happiness is living within the money you make. So if you make $49,000 a year, you can be remarkably happy if you have humility and you live a $37,000 a year life. Yet, $80 billion is spent by the biggest brands in the world to make 30-second videos of a Jeep going up a hill, or some guy grabbing a beer. If you live a $90,000 a year life and get into debt because you're trying to keep up with the Joneses, even though you're not capable of making that kind of money, you're gonna get hurt. Live within your means and you get very happy. That humility is everything. Everybody's so insecure because they ain't humble. You think you're somebody. You think you're supposed to be somebody. Once you realize you're nothing, then you can't be beat. Nobody can beat me. I think we have to change the conversation in our society. Not in Southeast Asia, not in Malaysia, not in America. 7 billion people need to change the conversation of what success looks like. In my little tiny agency, I have 137 people whose full-time job is to look at the analytics, both quant and qual, of what the newsfeed is doing for all 7 platforms. $80 billion. It is completely not practical, it is broken, and it is the reason that 95% of the Fortune 500 biggest brands in the world have declined in market share over the last 2 years. One of the most significant framework that you can start with is literally titling the video a video so you don't have to hire me. A lot of human beings call you to help them when it's literally the dumbest shit of all time. Nobody can make my feelings feel hurt. Nobody can stop me. You know why? Because I don't think I'm anybody. So what the f are you saying? Just be happy. Calm it down. The problem is there's too many people that are successful that are actually insecure. So then they ask their children to do things because they care what other people think about their children's accomplishments. On the record, I do not give a fuck about what people think about what my children do for a living. Once they start calibrating how bad it actually is, when Coca-Cola and BMW and the biggest IBM start taking that money from page 147 of Sports Illustrated. And I know that if your life depended on it, your family's well-being depended on it, and I gave you £1 million or euros to make something sell, that you would spend it differently than what we often in this industry recommend and do. And they take those dollars and they put them into Facebook and Instagram. The price of our attention is gonna go through the roof. So I sit here today and plea that if you are not activating your marketing in that ecosystem, you are gonna miss. You're overvaluing the amount of reach on your right hook. You know, in my old book, jab, 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 right hook. Give content, give content, give content, and then ask for business. My children will have the luxury of not having a father that wants them to do what? Live up to my legacy? Fuck me, I'm their dad. I just want them to be happy the way I'm happy. And whether they're entrepreneurs like me and what makes them happy is to fucking build, mazel tov. Of Facebook marketing and you will regret it. And people run around here, there are people in this room that run around here with an opinion on Facebook marketing and they've never deployed a single ad on it.
How I can like make my business and my social media stand out when everyone's doing the same thing.
There's a lot to that. First of all, the number one mistake that every young person and every old person makes in life is not being able to be comfortable. There are people here that run around and have opinions on Instagram marketing and have never deployed a single penny on it, period. Who do you love the most in the world?
My family.
Good. Who in your family? Pick one.
All of them.
Literally once a day, genuinely sit there for 5 minutes and make pretend one of them got shot in the face. What makes them happy is to give away all the money I made, because that somehow makes them feel better for being rich kids, and that's what they see the world as long as they're happy. Not that it's some sort of poisonous, fucked up thing. Like, I just am very focused on, do they enjoy their life? The second you own what I'm about to say is the second you're gonna explode.
Quality of my posts is insane, but I'm not getting a lot of engagement.
Not true, not true. Excuse City, USA. So, you know, I think what I'm most passionate about forever, how I got into this industry, is I'm most passionate about where the actual consumer's attention is. You know, how do we do it? We look at the quant and qual data. We analyze absolutely everything. If you look carefully at this post, it's a thumbnail first. We're literally looking at the colors of the word they. You then go into it. We're paying attention to what the first words are. When you say the quality of my content is insane, immediately you're in that place that I'm trying to get everybody out of. I secretly get more excited when my content doesn't do well, and I get like fired up because I love the humility that comes along with it.
Right.
When you ask for business, it never gets the reach.
For sure.
Because you're not giving, you're asking. But that's okay, because you're running a business. When I went from wine to business, I was the wine guy. But I was comfortable because you didn't want to do that content anymore. So that wasn't gonna work anyway. Almost everyone thinks social media is a lesser than medium, and it's hurting them. social overall has a staggering amount of actual attention in the consumer landscape.